Hello, people on the internet. Let's talk a little bit today. And today, unfortunately, I'm going to talk to you about something a little depressing. So, today, I want to tackle the liberal myth that most Muslims are peaceful. Islam is a religion of peace, and the horrific news we see on television every now and then is just some outlier to the norm. Let me share with you a news that happened in my country, the country where I'm from today. Locals decided to get really angry over a Facebook post, and they burnt down 9 homes, predominantly belonging to Hindu families. Now, to provide a little more context, Hindus are a minority where I come from. They consist of roughly less than 10% of the population, and everyone else is Muslim. We are a close to 90% Muslim majority country. And news like this, expressions like this, is not uncommon. This happens almost every other week. As a matter of fact, the news article that I just shared with you is not front page news. We are used to this. Our entire country is desensitized to stuff like this. And what's shocking about stories like this is that what you just saw, these atrocities are not committed by any terrorist group. ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Taliban, Al-Shabaab, Boko Haram, Hizb ut-Tahrir, those guys are not behind this. It's ordinary people. Ordinary people who go to a mosque and just are very angry. Now, I am not a I don't know much about religious theology. This is not a discussion of theology. I am a reasonable person who tends to believe in data and empirics. And the hypothesis that most Muslims are peaceful, if that is the hypothesis, then that should be relevant in the data of most Muslim countries. And that this is not the case. And also, before some of you guys start thinking that might be my country's geopolitics is all messed up or something like that, no, that is not the case. My country is a secular, democratic Muslim country. Secular by, loosely speaking. So my country is a democratic country. It is secular as per our constitution. We've had female heads of state for as long as I can remember. And it is by no means a country that is going through civil war. It is by no means a country that has any geopolitical tension. My country has always been in great terms with the West. But still, these are the kind of things that we are used to seeing in my country, Bangladesh, all the time. Radical Muslim mobs breaking down Hindu homes, killing Christians, killing Buddhists, so on and so forth. Sometimes we get terrorist attacks. That's inevitable and almost inevitable in a part of the country in a part of the world that has so many Muslims. But the bulk of the damage that takes place in the name of religion comes from the hands of people who are not part of any terrorist group. Let that soak in for a minute. Empirically, what does that say about a religion? And this is not unique to Bangladesh. If you take a look at Pakistan, if you follow Pakistani news, if you follow Afghani news, yes, every now and then you see an attack by the Taliban or the Al-Qaeda. You see that. But that is not responsible for most of the damage that takes place in the name of Islam. Unfortunately, whether we like it or not, and none of us like it, whether we like it or not, we have to admit that a huge portion of the damage that takes place in the Muslim world is not in the hands of radicals. It's in the hands of ordinary Muslims. That is not to say that all Muslims are bad. Don't interpret like that. But the proportion between Muslims who don't want to hurt people and Muslims who do is not what the media says. It's not what the political correct police wants us to believe. It is much more proportionately similar than many of us would like to believe. And why am I talking about my country? Why is this important? This is important for the West because when we have large-scale migration from certain parts of the world, which are majority Muslim, we have a lot of people coming in, and most of these people don't have the same sort of respect for minorities, not just for minorities, but for people of other religions, as our political correct media would have us believe. And that's an important realization that I think the West should have. Well guys, that's it for this one. Thank you for joining in. I'll talk to you guys next time.